My dear viewers, how are you all doing these days? Here is our travel story of Murshidabad, a historical town in West Bengal. You might have heard about it, right? During our last day at Kolkata, one fine Friday morning in the month of February end, we suddenly planned to visit Murshidabad and started our journey in the next Saturday morning. It was a road trip which took around 4.5 hours approximately by car. We took a halt after 2 hours of drive and had simple roadside nostalgic breakfast in a tea stall, popularly known as Dim Pauruti in West Bengal, and is a famous street food of Kolkata, which is basically bread and egg toast with a cup of garma garam tea. It was a family trip with my in-laws and elder brother-in-law and co-sister, and my son enjoyed a lot with his grandparents. Let me tell you a little about Murshidabad. The town is located on the eastern banks of the Bhagirathi River in West Bengal, frequently referred to as the Bengal's Nawab's homeland. While Lucknow is mostly recognized as the city of Nawabs, Murshidabad has a rich past that is deeply ingrained in history. For at least half a century, Murshidabad has been recognized as the capital of Bengal, Bihar and Orissa. The city was originally known as Maqsudabad. In 1706, Diwan Murshid Quli Khan was acknowledged as the Nawab of Bengal during the rule of Mughal Empire Aurangzeb. He chose to relocate his capital from Dhaka, currently in Bangladesh, to the fertile banks of the Bhagirathi River in Maqsudabad, which he subsequently renamed as Murshidabad in connection with his own name, Murshid. Murshidabad was once a thriving international trading hub for various businesses from 1706 to 1757. However, we all know that in 1757, Nawab Sirajuddaulah was defeated in the Battle of Plassey by the British Empire. Consequently, this marked as the beginning of the decline of Murshidabad's former glory with the onset of British colonial rule, which transformed it into a center of British administration for a period of time. So we booked the West Bengal Tourism Department's, that is WBTTCL's guest house in Motijheel, which is itself a sightseeing place in Murshidabad. We reached there in the afternoon, kept our luggages in our respected rooms. Here is a quick room tour of our room. We'll show you the complete Motijheel estate later in this video. In the meanwhile, we met a gentleman in Motijheel guest house where we stayed, who is a West Bengal government's tourism department's official travel guide. Actually, he is an archaeologist who has immense and deep knowledge in history, named Mr. Haldar, and he guided us with the elaborate historical significance of the each places we visited, with whatever little time we had. By that time, we were super hungry, so had our delicious Bengali lunch thali at the restaurant of Motijheel guest house. The food was mouth-watering and our soul were truly satisfied, It was late evening by that time, so all the other places were closed. Thus, the guide took us to the house of Jagat Seth. As soon as we entered, we saw a temple within its premises. The temple is a significant feature within the complex, reflecting the family's religious practices. The narrative of the Jagat Seth family traces back to the 18th century. As the story goes, his grandfather Manik Chand migrated from Dhaka to Patna to start a money lending and trading enterprise. The family's root is originally from Rajasthan. As his nephew Fateh Chand took over the reins, the business became so successful that they later became known as Jagat Seth or the bankers of the world. Additionally, Jagat Seth looked after the treasury accounts of Bengal during the Nawabi period. House of Jagat Seth Museum contains personal possessions of Jagat Seth and his family. As we stepped inside, we saw the display of coins, muslin and various luxurious garments from the past. Banarasi saris embroidered with gold and silver threads, artifacts and old furnitures. His house replete with a secret underground tunnel as well as a chamber, where secret trade plans were made, which has been converted into a museum. The camera was not allowed inside, so we cannot show you the footages. The museum's visiting hours are from 6:30 am to 6 pm every day of the week, and the ticket prices are 30 rupees per head for Indians and 150 rupees for the foreigners. While going back towards the Motijil guest house, we stopped near Nashipur Rajbari. The palace and temples offer a glimpse into the rich history and cultural heritage of the region. Originally built by the descendants of Devi Singh, the palace complex has Ramachandra Temple, one of the largest temples in Murshidabad, and also the famous Lakshmi Narayana Temple, known for its vibrant Julan Jatra celebrations. After that, we came back to the guest house and took rest. It was a blissful morning. Me and my husband had gone for a morning walk together. Spent some really wonderful moment inside the Motijil premises. There is a beautiful lake surrounded by trees, chopping of the birds and fresh air. The garden was filled with gorgeous flower plants. On the other side of the Motijil estate, they are having cottages. We also booked a cottage and a room in the main building. Nestled by the picturesque Motijil Lake, this heritage stay offers a perfect blend of history, nature, and modern comforts. The place is also marvelously decorated. European style coffee tables are placed near the lawns of these cottages. The room charges starts from rupees 2700 and goes up to 3500, and the breakfast is also complimentary. They also provide free battery car system in the premises. After having buffet breakfast in the morning, we checked out from the Motijil guest house with our bag and baggages and headed towards Mir Jafar's Mahal, where his descendant lives nowadays. As you all know, Mir Jafar betrayed Sirajuddaulah to the British in the Battle of Palasi. His present descendant Chote Nawab, Mr. Reza Ali Mirza, is still alive. He was born in Begum Mahal of Lalbagh city, although today the Mahal stands in ruins with some broken buildings, big patches all around. Chote Nawab and his family spends his days being an ordinary man. We saw him from the down in his building roof placing cloths in the rope. This is Wasif Manzil. It was built by Wasif Ali Mirza. This building was used by the Nawab as his residence. Then we headed towards the famous Hazarduari Palace. Hazarduari is one of the most important and prominent landmark palace in Murshidabad. As the name suggests, the regal palace is ornated with 1,000 doors, out of which hundreds of them were made as false doors or as windows in order to mislead the convicts from escaping.
প্রথমতই আগে জানাই 1000টা দরজার মিনিং সেটা কি করে। এবার এইটা আপনারা যখন দেখবেন তখন আপনারা বুঝতে পারবেন না যে কোনগুলোকে কতগুলোকে গুনে দিলে এগুলো 1000, কিন্তু নয়। তিনতলা প্যালেসটাকে টোটালটাকে যদি দেখা যায়, জানালা দরজা সব মিলিয়ে, মানে এখানকার জানালাগুলো কিন্তু দরজার দুটো পার্ট, উপরে একটা পার্ট, নিচের একটা পার্ট, নিচেরটা উপরে একটা ওপেন পার্ট। এই হচ্ছে কনসেপ্ট, এই দরজার কনসেপ্টগুলো সবগুলো মিলিয়ে। এবং তার সাথে আর একটা এগুলো দেখো দুটো ফেক আছে, এগুলো ইউজ করা হয়েছে অ্যাকচুয়ালি, এখানে ইউজ করা হয়েছে যে আমাদের ঢালাই করে সেই মশলাটা দিয়ে হচ্ছে পুরো নিরেট করা আছে, মানে এটা হচ্ছে ওয়াল করা আছে, ভেতর থেকে ওয়াল। এবং এই পাশের গুলো দরজা, এবং এই পাশের গুলো দরজা মানে কি, এই একদিক লক আছে, একদিক ওপেন আছে, ঠিক আছে। তো এটার ব্যাপারটাও কিন্তু তাই যে এখানে হয়তো টয়লেট আছে, ঠিক আছে, তার জন্য এরকম ভেন্টিলেশন এরকম সিস্টেম করা আছে। তো সব মিলিয়ে দেখা যাচ্ছে টোটাল প্যালেসটাতে 1000খানা দরজা, অরিজিনাল আর ফলস মিলিয়ে 1000, তাই দিয়ে 1000টা দরজা দিয়ে 1000 দুয়ারি নাম, আর নিজামাত প্যালেস এরকম বলা হতো। তো তখন এই নামটা কিন্তু অফিসিয়ালি ব্যবহার হতো, তখন কিন্তু 1000 দুয়ারি নাম ছিল না, কিন্তু এই নামটা নামকরণটা করেছে। এবার আরও দুটো ইনফরমেশন বলে দিই, সেটা হচ্ছে বেঙ্গলের নবাব এবং ব্রিটিশ পিরিয়ড মিউজিয়াম, সেটা কিন্তু 1000 দুয়ারি। সেটা হচ্ছে এএসআই আর্কিওলজিক্যাল সার্ভে অফ ইন্ডিয়ার সবথেকে সাইট মিউজিয়াম হচ্ছে ইন্ডিয়ার মধ্যে সবথেকে বড় ভারতীয় পুরাতত্ত্ব সর্বেক্ষণের আন্ডারে যে সংগ্রহশালা, সংগ্রহশালা সবথেকে বড় 1000।
Many of us has a confusion that Hazarduari Palace was actually built 72 years after the famous Battle of Palasi, which means it had no connection during the rule of Nawab Sirajuddaulah. The Governor General at that time was William Cavendish, who decided to build the palace under the rule of Nazim Humayun Jah, and the same was finally completed around 1837, which was formerly known as Barakoti. The Hazarduari Palace has an Italian-styled architecture in the 19th century. It has a massive number of giant staircases at the main entrance, with 2 stone lion statues on the either side of the entrance, which signifies the royalty and power, and an emblem in the top of the palace. The guide explained the emblem of Hazarduari. In the left side there is a lion, which is the symbol of Britain. On the other side there is an unicorn, the symbol of Scotland, and a fish in the top, which symbolizes Mirza first title he received from the British, and a holy book in the down, and cannon in the both sides, which symbolizes power. There is a huge collection of paintings and several artifacts and weapons to the armory, which has been displayed inside the museum. Most of these weapons were used in the Battle of Palasi. There is also a library inside the museum, which has around 12,000 books, manuscripts, and other ornamental works. The Hazarduari entire complex includes Nizamat Imambara, Clock Tower, Nawab Bahadur's institution, 3 mosques, which include the Madina Mosque and Bachawali Tom. There is a big cannon placed just opposite to Hazarduari, and the mouth is sealed with an iron plate. It was a huge and powerful cannon brought by Murshid Quli Khan. It was believed that while firing, the deafening sound was rumored to be so powerful that several pregnant women had miscarriages, and hence they later named it as Bachawali Top. The Nizamat Imambara is a huge white structured building located right opposite to the Royal Hazarduari Palace. This Imambara is open for public mainly during Muharram festival. Madina Mosque is also situated in front of the Imambara. This Madina is kept open only during the Muharram. This much for today. Wait, the sightseeing places has not finished yet. So stay tuned. We'll come back with the second episode in the next weekend. Please subscribe to my channel and share it with your friends and family. Love from Lifestyle Beer Original. See you soon.